You have said in the past that there are many people who do not want Dawood to be brought to India.
Of course, I maintain that.
You maintain that?
Of course.
And if that is the case, then can everything like this just be dismissed? I mean, is there a certain casual approach you think among some people as far as this whole list is concerned?
Well, let me tell you, as far as the extradition of Dawood Ibrahim is concerned, I know that he is being sheltered by Pakistan, and Pakistan, for obvious reasons, would never like to hand over this man, would never like to admit that Dawood is hiding there. But let us also face fact, have we been very serious in bringing him back here?
It's a lack of seriousness.
I think so.
So we are only using these lists as rhetorical points. Okay, I'm getting reactions. 1 minute.
Yeah, Arnab,
yes.
I think
Yes, Mr. Dasgupta.
this is just a small, this is just a small point. I think this is a very important point. You know, I think this underlines far more that there are, just as there are people who don't want Dawood to be, the Dawood issue to be taken up seriously, there are people who for different reasons believe that a dialogue with Pakistan should not include terrorism, because including terrorism is actually forcing Pakistan into a desperate corner, and that we in India must be very magnanimous.
No, but I'm sure you don't believe that the Home Ministry is among those.
That is an entire.
No, 1 second. Let's be clear. There is a general view.
Going to help that.
Swapan Dasgupta, there's a general view that maybe there are others in the government who want terror to be out of the agenda so that, you know, the other softer issues can be dealt with. But surely you don't believe the Home Ministry's track record suggests it's also part of that effort. In fact, the Home Ministry has been seen to be more hardline vis-a-vis Pakistan.
You know, it was just a last minute decision to include, after the Abbottabad incident, you suddenly included this and you say, you know, find 50 people, get anyone. Look at the type of...
So it was done in a hurry.
Assuming these guys are in Pakistan.
So it
Look
was...
at them. One of them is now out on bail. Another one is supposed to be the facilitator, is supposed to be the transport courier of the landings of Dawood. You know, these are not the main issues.
Okay.
You don't have to give 50. You have to give major, you have to give the major crime, the major criminals.
No. See, there are two things. One is the issue and one is the manner you're dealing with it. Farhana Khan, Shah, my question to you is, Ms. Shah.
Yes.
Ms. Shah, my question to you is, how closely linked is your client with Dawood Ibrahim? How closely linked is he?
In fact, No, he is not at all linked to Dawood Ibrahim, because he has not ever met him also. As far as his role is concerned, it was only limited because he was only concerned with the consignment which was sent in January, and that consignment, as alleged, was sent by Mohammed Osa from Dubai.
One question. MN Singh, who's a former Mumbai police commissioner, wanted to come in with a point. Yes, go ahead, sir.
No, I wonder whether he is one of the fellows who went to Pakistan for training. I would request Ms. Farsana to please read out the various charges framed against him by the court of law. That would be better, so that the public at large would know what exactly are the charges framed by the court of law. I don't think he is innocent, not at all.
See, that the court has to decide. Nobody can decide right now.
No.
Nobody can say even that he is innocent
or he is not innocent. Unless and until the court decides he is not to be said to be guilty.
Of course, that's taking a very technical view.
No charges have been framed against him right now.
No, I must make this point, Farhana Shah.
No charge has been framed against him.
1 minute. Farhana Shah,
yes.
Why are we making this point? Because the fact that the government has made this mistake does not mean that your client is an innocent man. Because I am told in his confession he admitted he fled to Nepal. He used a bogus Nepali passport under the name Firozuddin Hamza, traveled to Dubai and Oman, visited Pakistan 3 times to meet Dawood Ibrahim, attended Dawood Ibrahim's brother's wedding. He's a close aide of Mustafa Dosa. So please don't say that your client is an innocent man who never knew anything, and therefore that's not the case.
Hello, Mr. Arnab.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arnab, I am not saying that he is innocent, but unless and until the court finds him guilty, nobody can say that, because yet the charges are not proved against him.
No,
so far the charge has not been framed also against him.
Well, technically you are right.
The general conspiracy charge which has been proved.
Technically you are right, and
So
I just want to say, the classic story of the lowest common denominator getting the boot is happening. The CBI has already conducted, the CBI which knew nothing about this, has just in the last 40 minutes completed a preliminary inquiry into the lapse. Inspector suspended, SP and Deputy SP transferred. Fantastic. So that's the level of corrective action that we are seeing in this case.
What about the traffic constable?
Yes, Mr. Rudy.
Now, I think, Arnab, you need a break from these shows these days because you get involved too much in things which are the non-issue for a moment, because we are discussing the action of Government of India. So I feel that you need a break, because every day I find you on the television and you get carried. You are holding a court here with the lady.
Thank you very much,
we
sir.
We can always go across and talk about.
It's my job to ask the questions. Please go ahead, sir.
No, the only question here is,
yes,
is this goof up? Is someone responsible and accountable? Are you asking this question? Is there somebody?
I just asked you.
Can there be an accountability for such action? No,
but
no one is answerable, and that is what is exactly happened. It happens on day 1, nothing happens. It happens on day 2, it happens on day 3. It can happen tomorrow. This government says, well, it's just an oversight. It's just a typing mistake. Can you expect a government of India, where the world is watching and talking about terror, to behave and act like this? This is the basic question. Whether the entire credibility of this government stands eroded by such actions, that is the question today. How does the people across the world see India as a place where investigations, where the agencies, are we equipped enough, are we dedicated enough, or is it a willful design? Is there something beyond this? There would be many more questions asked when such goof-ups happen again, and we do not know how many such names would be there, or there is an attempt to dilute the list internationally. These are the questions which are going to come up, and I'm sure, Arnab, in your future shows you will ask these questions at least.
I actually began by asking the question, but I'm not picking up issues with you today. You are in a very aggressive mood, but I actually asked the question 3 times to you at the beginning, but that's not the issue. Paranjay Goa Chakurta, please. Yes, go ahead.
Arnab.
Yes.
You know, Arnab, the point that Mr. M.N. Singh made is very, very important. Why does he indeed think that we've not tried hard enough? The government of India and its various agencies, why haven't we tried hard enough to bring Dawood Ibrahim back to this country? The fact of the matter is, he's been traveling from Karachi to Dubai. People have photographed him in social occasions. It's the Pakistani media which has published detailed reports about the house where he stays, the kind of business he does. The fact of the matter is, he is very, very influential. If he's the kingpin of all the money laundering that's been going on and a whole lot of other nefarious activities, there are very, very influential people in Pakistan, in Dubai and in India who have perhaps directly, indirectly benefited from his nefarious activities, and therefore are happy that he remains a fugitive, and he keeps and that he's a real nowhere man. He's sometimes in Karachi, sometimes in Dubai, and sometimes he's nowhere. So I think it's about time that, maybe Mr. M.N. Singh can throw more light on why he really thinks the government of India and its various agencies have not tried hard enough to bring back people like Dawood Ibrahim back into the country.
No, but
today we are discussing the list.
Talk about.
Okay, today
we are discussing
the
list.
This is exactly what I am telling you,
Arnab. Separate subject.
Yes. I think, Arnab, you must thank you for what Mr.
Okay, fine. I take your point. Swapan Dasgupta and Rajiv Rudy aggressively making the point. Absolutely right. Tonight we are discussing the list. We have discussed Dawood ad nauseum. Tonight we are discussing the goof up. Tonight we are discussing why number 24 is in a Mumbai jail. Not why, but how he is in a Mumbai jail and not in Pakistan as claimed. M.N. Singh, would you like to respond before I take my first break?
Well, as I said earlier, the whole problem here has arisen because the investigation of this case at the stage when the charge sheet had been filed in the court by Mumbai police was handed over to CBI. The reason given was that some of the fugitives who were hiding somewhere outside the country, CBI would be in a better position to track them down, which has not happened incidentally. And then the prosecution was conducted by CBI. The officers were of Mumbai police. There were obvious problems of coordination, plus there were also problems of inter-services. Let me be very frank here, and I think those issues were also there as who gets the credit and who doesn't get the credit and things like that. Therefore, this whole decision of handing over the prosecution and further investigation to CBI was a wrong decision, which has resulted in this. Ultimately, it was Mumbai police advocates who conducted the prosecution.
Okay, Mr. Dasgupta, yes.
Mr. Singh, with due respect, We are not talking about who conducted the prosecution. We are asking the very basic question about why due diligence was not exercised by some relevant sections of the government of India when they gave this through diplomatic channels to Pakistan.
Yes.
Well, Mr.
We are not talking
That's
about
a
the
valid point.
guilty or
Yes.
innocence about this. But the fact is that two of these people named happened to be in India.
Swapan,
That
Mr. MN Singh is
demolishes
responding.
the whole credibility. And now we only talk about suspending one inspector. We are talking about perhaps the person who keyed in the software
That's
did
ridiculous.
the word program is going to be suspended. Some traffic constable who may have been the courier, he'll be suspended.
That's ridiculous.
why we are not showing any seriousness.
Well, I agree with you. I am only trying to highlight what was the underlying reason for this. But those officers who were handling this
doesn't
matter,
explain why that should
officers
be
who
the
were
reason.
handling this matter and who
Mr.
have
Singh,
who
we
have
are
made
not
this
conducting
mistake.
an investigation here. Mr. Singh, we are not conducting an investigation here. You should get out of that police boot and talk
No,
about
no,
things
no,
which
no,
are
sir.
beyond that. We are not
Investigation
talking
is over,
about
the case is
CBI
tried, the case is convicted.
We are talking about the functioning of the government. You have been a part of an agency.
Well, you
We
are in the
talking about
opposition. You
overall
can
functioning of the
you are in a better position to take the government to task. I am only trying to highlight the
let's
facts.
not mix it up. We are
I am not a politician, so I am not here. I am not here to take
We
a
are very
political
happy
stand.
that Bombay police that, but please do not, for God's sake, please let's have a larger viewpoint. If the government of India is submitting an international fugitive list for people who are responsible for terror back home, what is the government of India doing in giving names of half of them or maybe two of them or three of them
That's
are
true.
back home and here?
I will say
If you could answer, here if you could answer, you are talking about what goes to the CBI and what the credit maybe go to the CBI, or we are not, the country is not interested what the police and who takes the credit. The country is
Mr. Rudy
interested-
and Mr. Rajgupta.
The country is interested in knowing how can
I think what
these
Mr.
things
MN
happen
Singh
when
is pointing out-
Is it a seriousness
Okay,
of the
1 minute,
government?
gentlemen. 1
And
minute.
you're talking about
Paranjoy is
policing.
rebutting
You're not
you.
interested
Systemic
in policing.
problem.
Mr. Rudy.
I think that's
talking about
very,
policing.
very
We are talking about
important.
the policy thing.
Mr.
It's
Rudy.
the
Mr. Rudy.
absence of coordination.
Yes.
It's the absence of coordination
Yes, and
among
what is the
different
National
agencies of the
Intelligence
government,
Agency doing? What
which
has happened to all
leads
that
to these
tom-tom
kind of
thing? What has
embarrassing
happened to Mr.
goof-ups.
One minute, gentlemen.
It is because there is
Yes.
unhealthy competition among different agencies, in this case the Bombay Police and the CBI, to take credit. That is one of the
Okay,
reasons
okay,
why you
so-
have this
so,
kind of
okay.
embarrassing goof-ups. I think the point
Okay,
that Mr.
okay.
Singh
So
made is
would
important.
Mr. Chidambaram answer all this when he constituted this
Okay.
national?
Well,
NIA to look
I
into
would say
these
Mr.
things? What happened
Chidambaram
to
and the government of
national-
India have been
So I
let down
think
by a
it's
few officers.
No, your line.
I
You're
think
say-
the institutions of government of India have
Well,
failed.
Mr.
I think one minute, one
Mr.
minute.
Chidambaram
That
has
is the government
already
of- that
accepted yesterday that this was a
I think
mistake.
there is a complete
He has
goof up.
accepted
This
it.
government of India is itself a goof up.
Gentlemen,
now.
our
The government of
debate
India
is
is itself a
continuing.
goof up because they do not know
Mr.
what
Rudy.
the right hand doing or the what is the left hand
Mr.
doing.
Rudy, Mr.
I think this entire situation is scary.
Mr.
This
Rudy.
entire situation is very
Mr. Rudy.
scary. Here is a government of India where the left agent, the
Yes.
left does not know what the right hand is
Yes.
doing. The government of India doesn't
Sure.
know. There is a battle between, there is a credit situation between the CBI and the state police. So this is the government of
Mr.
India.
Rudy.
This is the coordination.
These
There
are
is
the
complete
problems.
mismatch
These are the
between the
problems
government and the
inherent in the
No, no, you
arrangement.
cannot-
God
no,
help
no,
this
one second,
country.
Mr. Singh,
God
Mr.
help this country and
1
God
minute,
help
gentlemen.
all those who are a
Gentlemen, can I
part
come
of
in?
this.
Gentlemen, can I come in? Can I come in, please? Rajiv, I cannot compete with you. The problem is this. The question fundamentally is this today. We have our debate tonight split down the middle. On the one side of the screen, you have people like MN Singh who are taking the position that Mr. Chidambaram has been let down by a group of officers. On the other side, you have Swapan Das Gupta and you have Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy who are saying it's the government which must take responsibility. I have a question in all of this. And my question is more basic. The government of India is not really letting the CBI operate as a completely autonomous agency. When the CBI goofs up, then there is an attempt by the government of India to project itself as if the CBI is an autonomous agency that makes all the mistakes and therefore ask the CBI. But what happened in the Ruchika Girotra case? What happened in the Priyadarshini Mattu case? What happened in the Shibu Soren case? What happened in the Mayawati Taj corridor scam case? What happened in the Quataroki case? What happened in another case about so many other corporates? In all these cases, the question was that the CBI is under political influence.
Fodder scam in Bihar.
That the CBI is under political influence. So when the CBI goofs up, when they do what they are told to do by the politicians, you are happy with it. When they goof up, you want to say that they are almost as if an autonomous institution.